Boys, just like Brad Binder this weekend with his cutting corners, we're going to skip the intro. How good was the race this weekend?
It was great.
Yeah,
All
some
three
great
races as well.
Yep.
Poor Brad Binder, though.
Stiff.
So stiff.
Gifted podiums.
2.
Yeah.
Both of them.
100%.
Crazy. I've never seen 2 incidents so similar.
Identical.
Identical. It was a mirror image. I could not believe it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Poor bastard.
Now, Dan, do you reckon if that was a Spanish rider, he would have been demoted?
Nah, not a chance. Nah, and we seen it in the Moto too.
Yeah.
On the long lap with Acosta.
Not enough evidence.
He came into the fucking Parc Ferme with green paint on his tyres. What evidence do you fucking need?
No evidence.
It was enough evidence when the cameras panned to the KTM pit box and they got their head in their hands.
Yeah.
Come on.
Typical
they knew.
Dorner, though. Typical Dorner. Got to protect their own riders.
Yeah, I know. They didn't want... I don't even remember.
He's
Fermin Aldeguer.
He's their new star, though, isn't he?
He's a gun.
Acosta,
I love him.
Acosta going to the future. That's going to be their boy.
He's the marquee man for MotoGP.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
He's
I think
the next poster boy.
they've been eyeing him out for years.
Yeah. But, that was dumb. He needs to go in for a second long lap or get penalised post-race, whatever it was going to be. 3 seconds, 10 seconds, I'm not sure what it is, but that was very controversial.
I know, but we all saw it. The commentators saw it. Like, you would have to be a blind Spanish man to not...
Even Stevie Wonder seen it.
He can see. He can actually see. It's all a myth.
Yeah, they reckon it's all, yeah.
It is.
Wears real dark glasses.
It's an old wives' tale, that.
So if I go and punch him in the face, he'll like duck.
Like that.
And he's like, I just got lucky.
Apparently someone's shopping with him. He goes, oh, how good are those jeans over there or something? They're like, what?
Yeah, Shaq reckons he got into an elevator with him, didn't say a word and said, hey, Shaq, what's up?
He just felt his massive man meat.
But yeah, fuck it. It was stiff for Binder, gifted podium for Fabio, and Aleix, really.
Well, Aleix, like, he held on by how many hundreds of seconds against Martin as well.
Yeah, I know.
So you got to remember, that was massive. Like, Martin could have gone from 5th to 3rd.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of had a bit of a boring race, though, to be honest, Jorge Martin.
Yeah, he's stuck in 5th forever.
Yeah, he didn't really do much.
No. And I thought he was going to have a dive at Aleix on that last chicane.
But he had
never
a
did.
shit start, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
It's that fucking aero, though. It's stuck in the pack, overcooks the front tyres,
Yeah.
and
I know.
fucks the racing.
And I'm not...
No rider will come from fucking 15th on the grid now, unless you're Brad Binder and you get up to 3rd on the first lap.
Yeah, because that
win
fucking
a race.
whole shot
You
device.
can't do it.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't do it though now. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
It is.
They need to get rid of it. They need to cut it back or do something.
But why don't they? Like, I just don't understand.
100%. On Brad
So
Binder, though,
frustrating.
how good is it to see him qualifying better?
Yeah.
He's a star, man.
He's
such
a star.
a star.
He's a gun.
Like, he's amazing. And we saw that in Clippets, when he won the race and it was wet and he was on the slicks. Like, yeah. But it still takes a lot of talent to do that.
Oh, 100%.
To feel how wet it is under, and just to feel where like the grip.
Crawl around like that.
Crazy.
And the KTM's only just getting to the point now where it's a really good bike.
Yeah.
He's been with it for how many years now?
Since it started.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They'll never get rid of him, even
Nah,
if
he's their boy.
He's their poster boy.
100% he is. No, he smashed it. I think even the boys after the sprint race, I think Bezecchi, they were talking in the car ride. He's like, he's a beast. He's an animal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So even the other guys know how hard it is to pass him and race with him. He's just that good.
He's got the best riding style. He's always just backing it in, shoulders out. Just looks the best.
He always looks like he's going to run wide and then
he pulls it up.
just pulls it up and gets the apex. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah, he's
Sad
awesome
about
like
Jack
that.
Miller as well.
Blue balls again.
Yeah, the bike's underneath him, it seems to be, but just can't put it together, unfortunately.
Did you see him punt his wing when it
Yeah.
snapped up? That was so
Yeah,
funny.
he actually got good contact, didn't he? He got great contact. If he was fresh air, he would have been terrible.
And he's 200th Grand Prix. How embarrassing.
Yeah,
That wasn't much said about that, was it? 200 Grand Prix. It's
Again, if it was Spanish, it would have been a fucking parade.
Yeah, they should have had a bloody banner for him he could run through.
Jets going over.
but no, it was a good race weekend all up, I think. But Zeki, I reckon he should have been more aggressive at the start, definitely.
Yeah,
With him stuck
good
behind
call.
Binder the whole race, just cooked the tyres, and then just didn't have anything left for Bagnaia.
Yeah, that's true. Bang,
Bang
Eyes is now the man. Like, I just can't really fault him at the moment. He's not really making many mistakes. He has to be just... He's my odds-on favourite for the championship. He's just got that experience now, and it doesn't look like being the world champion's weighing him down either.
No. And like it did last year. He was under a bit of pressure.
Well,
I think at the start of the year, and then obviously put it all together. So but this year is a different rider. We haven't really touched on my excellent picking abilities for race win and second, and also, even the third place rider as well. Bagni winning comfortably, Bezzecchi second, and also the Aprilia's up there, like I did pick last week on the podcast.
Yeah, you did well.
So I just had to get that one in early, boys.
Congratulations.
On fire, mate.
Thank you. Would have been paying a bit of that, I reckon, that trifecta, but anyway.
I reckon if you put money on it, though, it wouldn't have happened. That's how it works.
It's always the way, isn't it? It always works out like that.
100%.
I think I was pretty far off with my tips. I had Marini. He had no race pace, which he came out and said anyway.
Yeah, he was nowhere.
But good to see him have that one lap pace, which is nice. Putting it up there and fighting with the other boys. VR46 front row.
Yeah, lock out the front row.
Which is cool.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Marquez doing Marquez things in qualifying as usual.
Yeah, run up the arse of Bastianini.
What a fool.
If it fucking doesn't rain, it pours for that.
At least he apologised though.
I was actually sitting on the edge of my seat with my popcorn, thinking if he fucking blames Bastianini, as you were fucking bringing out, you little Marquez lover maggot. But it's just seriously.
Yeah, Bastianini
looking for the toe again. Looking for the toe again.
It's just the only way.
Just put the lap in, mate. Seriously.
I think he's got it with that bike. You're
just
not
concentrate
on
I know, but and then
things.
Pussy's out for the race and pulls out because he's going to be 15th on the grid. Like seriously.
Yeah, it's fair enough as well. He's just giving everyone else a chance. Well, it's funny. About Alberto Puig came out and said, I think every person is free to do what they want in life. Honda is not a company that wants to have people that are not happy being at Honda. We have a contract with him, but also Honda respects Mark a lot, which is a lot to read into.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. I think it's actually really well said.
Yeah. Well, it's good by Honda because they're traditionally ruthless.
Sorry, I was waiting for your poem again this week.
Wait, what?
Your poem. They love and they fall as they're tall.
Everyone listening, Tommy's had a few too many beers, I think, today. I'm a cultured man, Tom.
You are. That was actually, I really enjoyed that last week. That was good.
Yeah, we should have got that in a clip.
Just that.
Yeah, just the 3-second part of me butchering a poem.
No, it wasn't butchered. It was really good. To be proud of yourself.
I was. Going back to, in all seriousness, though. There's a lot to read into that and what Marquez is going to do. All reports is looking like KTM. There's rumors that have come out. He's already approached KTM and KTM's denied it. But
really,
yeah,
I think he shut them down too.
Yeah.
That he approached them, said it was all
load
of BS.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised though. Like, why wouldn't you approach them? But
I'm sure there'll be some dealings behind closed doors for sure. There'll be meetings and catch ups and.
I think Honda, by the sounds of it, it's like if he wants to go, he can go.
Well, they've got a Costa to fit that seat, surely.
Yeah. Why would you do that if you're a Costa, though? Why would you go to that bike?
They can build a team around him.
Yeah. Shit bike.
It can't be shit forever.
It takes a long time to develop a bike. Look how long it took Ducati. From
that's true.
2008 or 2011 when Stoner left or whatever it was.
Yeah. But that bike in 2011 was still a bucket of bolts though.
Yeah, because Ducati built that bike around Stoner.
Yeah.
Exact same thing as what Honda did, where then Ducati realised, okay, we have to make a good bike that's rideable for everyone. Now look what the championship is.
Yeah.
It's so smart. So if it's just a lot to do, if you're Pedro Acosta, do you want to develop a bike for 6 years and then maybe your value goes down? Look at Juan Mir on that Honda.
Yeah, it's a great point because Juan Mir he won a world championship and now everyone thinks he's nowhere.
Yeah. Again, gifted, like we've said before, gifted to get that ride. Should have been Rins, but you're right. He's nowhere.
You're good down there, Dan?
Yeah, just deflated.
Get yourself up for that.
Fucking hell. What a tard.
Gotta lay off those zinger boxes, I think, every day.
I love the Colonel. That damn smile.
Yeah, if the Colonel's listening, we'll take a good sponsorship right now.
Absolutely. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, me, shit.
Oh, poor
No,
one.
it'd be a tough one for Acosta. KTM are in a great spot.
Yeah,
Their talent pool's huge.
yeah.
You would probably think a seat opens up with Espargaro. I don't think Espargaro will go again. Pole.
But back to the Honda situation. Is the bike that bad?
Yes.
Nakagami finished 9th.
That's standard.
But he doesn't push hard enough to stack it.
Yeah, that's true.
Even
And fuck, like, how many crashes were there in front of him?
Yeah, that's true as well. There was a few offs.
Not that-
Quadraro and Zarco. Vinales. DiGiantonio, I think, was in front of him when he crashed.
what?
Yeah.
Bastianini.
Who filled in on the HRC? Was it?
Ecolek.
Yeah, he was up there as well. He was
Yeah,
9th
but-
or 10th and then binned it.
No, retired.
Retired.
Mechanical.
Yeah, there you go. Like that. I mean, he doesn't even ride a full-time ride. He's top 10.
That's a ridiculous comment that you're making. It's a half a right bike.
Well, you said the Yamaha was a piece of dog shit, and they were up there this weekend.
Surprising.
Yeah. But that's a flowy track as well. Probably suits the Yamaha.
It's interesting. Those flowy tracks, like you look at Phillip Island, it always brings up a wacky result. Always does. Like him. Think of Carl Crutchlow winning Phillip Island.
Yeah, and that on the LCR Honda back in the day. Yeah, Phillip Island's one of those tracks. I think Valencia, the last round of the year, always brings up a wacky result.
How was the difference of the Bagnaia and Binder coming out of that first gear hairpin? The difference of the acceleration out of the corner. It was a massive difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Something we're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
It's all about the acceleration these days.
Well, that's where he was
isn't it?
losing all his time.
Yeah.
It was right at the back of him, then bang, it was about 7 bike lengths by the end of the straight.
Well, it's nuts how it all went down. But, yeah. Back on Acosta. Where does he go?
KTM. I still think I'm going to stick to it that they're going to build another team. They're either going to dump...
Have you got any facts from this? Have you had?
No, there's no facts. There's no facts.
Wow. So if this comes out, you're going to look like me.
Yeah, I'll be looking like Prince Tom. That's just my gut feeling. But I think they've locked out the team. So Gresini Ducati has locked out. They've basically re-signed with Ducati
Yep.
as the last team. They can't put another team on the grid, is what I understand.
But can they have a third bike?
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe you run a third bike in Gas and a third bike in Red Bull KTM.
No, they can't.
Nah. I can't see that happening.
Oh, I can't see
too
that
much. It's
happening
too
either.
much. It's like
Or KTM somehow, I don't know, convince them that they can do a third team. I don't know. I don't know all the... Like, they're both Spanish riders that want to move. Surely Dorna will change the rules like they do for everyone else. For the
that's
Spanish.
true. That's true.
especially for a 7-time world champion.
And you know what MotoGP's like? They
5 times.
you can't even keep up. I've lost my chain of thought now.
Oh, sorry.
MotoGP changed all the rules on the fly. Like, remember Sachsenring? They just started from pit lane for a race because they didn't know what was going on. So
yeah.
it's probably something like that. I don't know. I still reckon there'll be another team.
Okay.
Be interesting if it happens.
Yeah, I'll look like a king. That's all right.
Absolutely. Well, you'd think there's a few spots that open up next year on the grid anyway.
But the reason why Repsol had the third rider was a contract dispute, wasn't it, with Dovizioso? I'm sure it was Dovizioso had a contract and they wanted...
What year was that? 09... When was it?
10.
No, because it was a Stoner, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Sorry.
So it'd be 11.
Stoney, Dovi, and Pedrosa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure. I think
it was only for 1 year.
I think it was a contract dispute with Dovizioso. I'm sure that's right.
I think he went to Tech 3 Yamaha after that, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
So,
didn't
yeah.
he? Yeah.
It must be something like that. Because Repsol's done it before as well. They've had 3 riders back in the 90s. But, yeah, fuck. I don't know. Who, boys, is your... who is the rider that's impressed you the most coming into halfway through the season?
Easiest question you've ever asked.
Go.
Brad Binder.
That's what I think as well.
I was going to go with Brad Binder, But I think everyone knew like his capabilities.
I know, but he's always
With the right
there or
bike.
thereabouts. He's a Sunday man, and even a Saturday man this year. With the sprint races.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was having a good think about it the other day. Honestly, probably Zarko.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like
That's a good one.
he's normally pretty good pre-summer break anyway. But
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about him.
If anything, he
this
probably
year.
drops off already by now.
Well, we normally
Yeah.
talk about that with the Primac team. They normally drop off
Yeah.
in the second half of the year.
Yeah, they normally do. But
So for me,
not now.
he's been much better this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely, probably.
He's probably having his best season.
Yeah, I'd say
I
so.
think he's like 4th in the championship or something like that. Or
It'd
he was.
probably be 5th or 6th now.
Yeah, after the crash.
Yeah, by getting taken out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fabio is cursed at the cathedral.
Yeah.
I think Jorge Martin's impressed me as well, but he still made those little silly mistakes. Like in qualifying, such a big mistake out of that hairpin.
And I think this year he's expected to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Where Brad Binder, I agree with you. He's still on that KDM that we... Like coming into this season, KDM was nowhere. The testing was nowhere.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
was saying they haven't developed the bike, and now look at them. They've got that whole shot device, and Brad Binder's riding the wheels off it. Like for sure, for me.
Yeah,
he's,
definitely the start, and then keeps ahead. So.
Yeah, for me, he's definitely, yeah. I guess the most, I don't know, the most improved, but just the one that's impressed me the most. Is Binder. What about the most disappointing rider?
Vinales, I think.
Okay.
I mean, Quartararo probably, but
Yeah, I was thinking Quartararo.
Vinales actually has the bike
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
He's got the bike to finish 5th every race, but he doesn't do it.
He's got the bike to podium every race, I reckon.
I reckon he would
Yeah.
have podium this month if he stayed on the bike this
Yeah, but
week.
again, he crashed.
Yeah. You just got to
Same
stay
old
on
story.
the bike.
Same
Yeah.
old story.
He's
Can't
just-
start and crashes, or just, and it works even harder for him now because if you can't start, then you're mid pack, you overcook your tires, your race is
race is
gone.
done.
Yeah,
Done.
See you
Again,
later.
aero.
Again, aero. Fucking aero,
Maybe
man.
we should go in the Phillip Island this year and just start kicking bikes and just chopping off
Chop
aero.
off the
I
aero.
got one of those white
Bits.
things. No aero. I'm fucking hanging out like this at the side.
Get some bolt cutters, start cutting them.
So frustrating.
Oh, I'm over it.
That's got to be my most hated rule. I think they should get rid of and make the bikes look cooler as well. I reckon.
Your most hated rule is the, and I hate it as well.
Oh,
is
yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
Oh,
That fucks the
terrible.
your fast lap. So if someone crashes,
Yeah.
They never used to have that, and Formula
No.
One always had it, and it was always sick watching. Because if he crashed, they fucking still gunned it. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
it's so
But when's
frustrating.
a bike ever hit another bike in the sand trap?
Oh, not often.
A couple of weeks ago when Marquez dropped.
Well, yeah, yeah. But if a rider's already in the sand
No,
trap,
very, very
I
rarely.
don't
Very
think I've ever
rarely.
seen it.
There was that time.
Maybe
when
like
there
Moto
was,
2 or something.
That remember there was oil on that Moto 3 track,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that all
yeah.
went off.
They all
They all-
follow
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
But
And then
that's
even
such a like you know.
it happened Moto 2 last year, I think it was. Last year or the year before, early on in the season, it rained somewhere and it was raining heavy in one part of the track and one guy dumped it, then the next and the next and the next. And they restarted the race.
Yeah, gotcha.
Half of them couldn't get back out because they were just totaled. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was a few times where they clattered into each other. But it's been a while.
Especially in
MotoGP,
qualifying.
Yeah. I haven't... I can't remember a time
That's
in
just the
GP.
woke world, though, we live in these days.
Yeah, it is. I hate it. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Just let him. Just let him. Just yeah.
Let
go.
him crash.
Yeah, let him crash. Let Marquez go in orbit if he wants.
Yeah, but you know, the other thing
Great
is,
viewing.
what people are going to do, they're going to do a fast lap, get to the front, and then on the last corner of their last run, they just bin it.
Yeah, if you're
Like, that's
like
going
a
to happen.
dirty ass team.
That was like classic Michael Schumacher at Monaco. Got on pole, fastest lap, and then just drove the car into the wall in the last corner.
Yeah. That's so,
Rosberg did it at
that's so
Monaco as
rude.
well. Rosberg just locked up his tyres, went into the straight ahead. They put the yellow flag, no one can go faster.
Do you know what team would do that? Max Biaggi's team. Because remember, he had a rival fucking rider trying to leave pit lane, and his team ran
Yes.
over.
That was unbelievable.
That was one of the craziest things I've ever
Craziest.
seen.
Typical Italians, though. Just too
Too
fucking
hot-headed.
passionate. They're just too passionate. They don't care about his winning. You just fucking play the team game. Fuck it,
It was built up aggression from when Rossi used to bash
Yeah,
Max.
yeah.
That's why.
it was.
It all just came pouring out in that one moment.
I got an interesting fact that Simon Crafar actually brought up
Okay.
in the race. The MotoGP tires are 10 times harder than a road tire.
Yes.
I found
I
that
did hear that.
fascinating. The compound is 10 times because it needs to handle the heat that goes
Yeah,
through
they
it.
put it under so much more pressure.
Pressure.
maybe not Daniel. He's obviously a MotoGP spec rider, but
Oh, did you learn anything on the weekend from your riding technique?
Yeah. Not bad. I learned how to win a race a bit quicker.
He's going to put a start device on the on his the track bike.
yeah, a fucking launch control.
Yeah, I got one on my dirt bike already. Whole shot.
Oh, that's so
God, no.
funny. But I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that
and
was.
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, I've never thought about that before. I suppose.
It's amazing how much tyres and tyre technology actually goes into it. Like the main reason a lot of those like Michelin go in and Bridgestone go in is just to develop the sport road
Yeah,
tyres.
they wrote. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is. I did love the tyre wars back in the day, Bridgestone versus Michis, and Rossi famously went from Michis to Bridgestones halfway through the season, which is a very cool thing to do.
You couldn't. I don't think you could do that these days with sponsorships and how the world is.
Yeah, I don't know how he got around that, but obviously he's just thought, What year was that? Was that 07 when Stoner won? My guess is 07.
Might have been, yeah.
Because I think the Ducatis were on Bridges.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Anyway, that was cool, but there's a lot that goes into it, and
Interesting what you said about how motorsport reflects the real world.
yeah, it does.
So with tyres, it's similar with Formula One where
aero winglets.
Aero, same thing. F1, this new hybrid technology. A lot of these other brands now want to come in and develop their hybrid tech in the F1s.
Yeah.
So that's why Ford want to build engines. Audi want to come into the sport because they want to team around them to then put it into their road cars.
Well, what about you? I think it was you that said it. I just thought the F1 Alfa Romeo was an Alfa Romeo, but they just sponsor the car.
It's the smartest thing ever.
It's the smartest thing. That's genius.
Well, we've come out today and we've seen Alpine get bought out by
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds and a big
like 24% of it or something.
Yeah,
like
the big fund. So again, that's now going to be a privately owned team, probably then sponsored by Alpine.
Yeah.
So
true.
it's a similar scenario.
How healthy of a state's Formula One in when you get Ryan Reynolds helping out Brian a team?
Yeah.
Like it's
it's
great.
great.
I love it.
It's brilliant to see.
Yeah.
Those 1.6 hybrid engines the F1s use are the most fuel efficient engines in the world.
Yeah, right.
A lot of people don't know that. That's the heart of the technology. They've come out this week and also said in 2026 they want to make the engines louder. So they're changing.
Thank
I was just about to say, fuck fuel efficiency. Bring back the V10.
Yeah, give me a V10. I don't care if the world melts or whatever it is.
Bad.
I just want to hear that sound.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hear that
So that's
sound.
why they're forward and they're all coming back in because they're simplifying these hybrid engines, which they can then use in their own sports cars. So
When was that? 2026?
yeah, and that's when Audi and Ford come in.
Yeah, cool. So that's not too long. What about I was reading a few things on Leclerc linked to Aston Martin.
Yeah, I did. I read that as well.
What do you think of that?
Well, it was interesting because Daddy Stroll actually only owns 20% of Aston Martin.
Okay.
I thought it was actually quite a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Much more significant. So the rest of it's actually owned by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, and they're buying up everything at the moment, including golf, soccer teams. So I think if they had their opportunity to say, let's have a board meeting, what are we going to do with our drivers next year? We have Leclerc or we have Lance Stroll. You're going to pick Leclerc.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Well, look at what Alonso is doing off that car.
Well, Alonso's going to retire soon. He's 41. He can't keep going. So they're going to have to bring a young gun into the team. And I don't think Lance Stroll's that. As much as I love him, I don't think he's the guy.
Especially if they've got a real competitive car. Like if this is their window to, rack up championship points, great for sponsors, maybe win a championship.
I was going to say bring one home. Yeah.
The gap between Alonso and Stroll, points-wise, is the most out of any teammate on the grid.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That's a tough competitor, like teammate, Fernando Alonso. It's not like it's Esteban Ocon.
Yeah,
it's fucking Fernando.
Yeah.
He's banging Taylor Swift for Christ's sake. The man can do it all.
He uploaded a TikTok during the week. Did you see it,
Yep.
Dad? And he was doing lifted weights to Taylor Swift's song. Fuck. So
He's such a mad dog.
I don't know if it is all rumors. He's playing it beautifully.
He's a mad dog. What's he done? He's done F1, IndyCar.
Well, he nearly won the Indy 500, but his car conked out with 10 laps to go. He won 24-hour Le Mans. So he's just, if he wins Indy, then he's done the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Which is Indy 500, Monaco, and Le Mans.
Yeah. Fuck, he's just a G.
So he's tried. When
he's a
the
legend.
McLaren was going shit, he goes, "Oh fuck this! Can't get to a good team. I'll go and do Le Mans. I'll go and do Indy. Like
Yeah,
what a
he's-
boss."
That's a real racer, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
He's just such an old school.
But again, he's not won an F1 championship in fucking 17 years.
Yeah.
Like you're just thinking how crazy, how hard it is actually to win a championship and be in the right car at the right time.
I think, do you reckon there's a bit of luck to it?
100%.
Always.
Yeah.
But
There's
you
always
got
luck.
to remember Hamilton went to Mercedes in 2013
From McLaren, wasn't
from
it?
McLaren and had a shit, like they were shit.
Yeah.
And then the new rules came in. So he would have taken that punt to say Mercedes are the class leader in hybrid tech.
Yeah.
They're going to build an awesome engine and that's it.
That's
so
smart.
you have to
from
be
him.
smart about it as
Yeah.
well.
When did Toto come into it? How long
He
has
was
he
there.
been there?
Yeah,
for? Yeah, wow.
It was around that time. They only started back up in 2010
with
with Schumacher and Rosberg. And then
Yeah.
Rosberg stayed there until 2016 when he won the championship.
Yeah.
Equal machinery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible.
That year in 2016, Hamilton, all he cared about was going to parties and, and Rosberg said, I'm going to fucking beat him this year. And he did.
I
Good
love
on him.
Nico Rosberg.
Yeah, so do I.
Do you see the news during the week about Hamilton's contract with Mercedes?
Yeah, he wants 10-year ambassador role or something like that.
Yeah, and they rejected it
Yeah.
for more reports. But it's only rumours. A $91 million contract or something, and they've rejected it. So,
Fuck, it's a lot of money.
well, I think he's on that this year, 90 million.
I see him on all those Merc ads.
Yeah,
He's at an LV fashion show the other night as well.
Oh, God, he's such a flog. Not like Fernando, but lifting weights, Taylor Swift.
yeah.
That's
It's,
it.
That's
He's
the
in the
people's
gym,
man.
yeah,
he's the people's
the
man.
real racers don't want to see him wearing a purple coat walking down a bloody red carpet.
Yeah, no.
You know,
That's vlog style.
Well, that's probably the Drive to Survive fan base though these days.
True.
yeah,
It's
true.
different.
I had this
not like
conversation with a
us.
customer today, and it was quite funny because he goes, "Oh, you're into Formula One?" I said, "Yeah, bloody big commercialized." And he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have asked that question." I went on like a mini rant. I said, "I was a fan before driving because he goes, oh, do you like it because it drives to survive?" I said, "No, I liked it before that."
Yeah.
It was crazy. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate."
He's showing him old Facebook posts from 2011. Yeah.
Can't wait for that fucking awesome Google review coming towards you. Got approached by an aggressive man venting about Formula One.
No, he's a good bloke, Pete. He bought a car for me, so he's a good lad. Good lad.
We're
Yeah.
going to see Danny Rick back in an F1 car in Silverstone.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. Testing tyres.
Yeah, I know. There's a big thing about tyres coming up because from all reports, Bridgestone want back in on the sport.
Ooh.
So they're
Okay.
planning a bid apparently.
Really?
Yeah, because the drivers want tyres that wear, but they don't want them to overheat.
Yeah.
So they push them now. They're not wearing; they're overheating. That's the big problem.
Yeah, gotcha.
So and problem with MotoGP obviously as well.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So Bridgestone apparently have a solution for it. So
How long's Pirelli been in the game for? It's been quite a few years now.
I would say probably 10 years.
Fuck, you reckon? I reckon it's longer than that.
Yeah,
I'd say it'd be around that 10, surely.
yeah, yep.
P0s.
Yeah.
But it probably has done wonders for their brand.
Man, I know in the bike scene, they're massive.
Because if I went and I never have bought new tyres for a car ever because I've never owned a car. I've always had a company car. But if I went in there and said, "Oh yeah, I'll grab the Pirellis. They're a good tyre," without even knowing.
Yeah, it's true.
Same with we talked about bikes. Ducati winning the championship. Fuck, they make a good bike.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all psychological branding.
Well, Pirellis are in the supers. I know that. They've been in the supers for quite a long time.
Yeah, for quite a few years now as well. Probably
Yeah.
around the same time.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
smart because it develops again those tyres
Yeah.
like the super courses.
Yeah.
Everyone rates them.
Well, yeah, everyone's on them. Everyone I know runs Pirellis.
I had super courses and they were amazing till it's wet. Then it's the most sketchiest thing in the world.
Fuck that. Nah, Bridgies for me, mate.
yeah.
Bridgestone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Bridgestone.
Yeah.
now. S22s.
Yeah, S22s.
S22s.
Yeah.
S22s.
They're
Yeah.
good. They're good all rounder. I don't know how they go on a track, but
They actually go right on the track.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. They can handle that real hard riding style, hanging off.
Yeah, I sure you don't need like proper slicks, Michelin MotoGP
Show 'em
slicks.
your knee slider. There you go.
Yeah.
That was from the last track day.
That's last track day, yeah, with the blown up track bike.
Goodness.
Oh, that's funny. I'd love to take a appreciation of Jake Dixon's celebration on the weekend. He
Yeah.
pulled out the Conor McGregor and Vince McMahon walk.
How good.
It was cool.
fucking gold. Instantly became a fan because of that. He was like making it rain.
It is a little. It's the little things, isn't it?
I love a good celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome to see him take his first win.
Yeah, good on him.
I didn't expect it, to be honest. I thought, he's out front, he'll bin it like typical fashion. But credit where it's due, he's been pretty good the last 3 weeks. He's finished, I think, 3rd or 4th the last few races in a row. He's been real consistent. And actually, one of my mates called it early in the weekend. He's like, Dixon will win this race.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Really? Good call.
I was like, get off it. Like, you know,
Next minute
he wins the race. So
Good on him. That's awesome.
yeah, it was good to see. He was super emotional and all that afterwards. And
yeah, good on him. Igura for seconds, came back after his injury, put him in a good spot for taking that Nakagami seat, which he'll
take it.
Yeah, Nakagami's kind of holding his own because he's the only Honda rider left, but
that's right.
I think he'll take it.
He's got to be gone at the end of the year, surely.
Yeah, which is just going to ruin Igura's career anyway, going onto that seat.
Yeah, he'll just crack under any pressure that's thrown his way anyway. It's different.
Yeah, well, he cracked under pressure with Jack Dixon behind him, ran wide.
Yeah, that's it. Cost himself, ended up blowing the lead out to a second or something within the space of a few corners.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, well, it's just a part of it, isn't it?
Oh,
that's it. That's racing.
Yeah.
There was a nice, speaking about like nice celebrations and all that, a good little touch from Maverick Vinales this weekend. Gifted Louis Salom family his bike.
Yeah, first podium or first race win bike or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah,
that's really nice.
Which was really, really nice. So
as much as we shit on Maverick Vinales because he can't start,
and the helmet last week.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
He's a nice guy.
That was shit house.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, so
that was very cool.
That was a good touch.
Yeah.
Classy act.
Apparently he's got a really good collection of GP bikes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were saying he's got like a mint collection. So
I wonder if he's got the Yamaha that he destroyed the engine on.
Maybe he's just got a rolling frame.
Yeah.
Probably not allowed the engine.
I'm pretty sure they're parting that engine out on Marketplace.
Yeah. So F1, we got the Red Bull Ring this weekend.
Yeah, grouse.
I might put my fucking house on Verstappen winning, I reckon.
Sprint race as well for the F1 this week, I think.
Yeah, I think so, Dan. I'm not sure.
This is our F1 correspondent.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're telling the story, mate. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it on the Instagrams.
Is it Red Bull 1-2? Perez?
Red Bull 1-2. I think so. I'm just trying to think who's got the straight line speed.
They don't have the chicane like GP now, do they?
No. God, no. Jeez, that's fucking terrible.
That's the worst.
It is the worst.
Sorry, late night booty call.
I was going to say biddies.
Which one of your Tindy prospects is that one?
Nah, banned off Tindy.
Inquire within.
Yeah, shoot us a DM.
Sprint,
no.
Yeah, sprint race, I think so.
Too nervous to reply. Clip that, Curtis.
So, interestingly, with the sprint format this year, I have to touch on. Back on track, boys, please.
I like talking about Dan's love life.
The viewers don't give a fuck. So
that's true. They definitely don't.
The finish of the sprint does not count to the race start as it used to. Okay, so
it has changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a dumb rule.
And they have to use medium tyres for Q1, medium tyres for Q2, and softs for Q3.
Okay. And
they only have one, which I think is fucking crazy.
Why are they doing that? Why are they putting all this?
It's got to be a reason behind it. But there's only one practice session before the qualifying.
That is nuts.
It is nuts. I mean, they technically have that in MotoGP as well.
A little bit.
You don't have any practice. Oh, please touch on the changes.
Oh, yeah. Those are the apparent changes that they're looking to do. So FP1 at the moment is just a standard practice session. Oh, fuck, this is so confusing.
No, I don't think it is. I'm arguing with that.
FP1 and FP2 goes into
combined
sessions. It goes into qualify at the moment, qualifying whatever, Q1, Q2.
Yep.
And then FP3 is your race setup session, how FP4 used to be.
Yeah, which it should be.
Where it used to be FP1, FP2, and FP3, which is then goes into your qualies, and then you had FP4, which I think is the right way to do it. Miguel and a lot of the riders, I don't know why I'm saying like Miguel, he just talked about it, but a lot of the riders are complaining they don't have enough time to test new parts, components, because just say FP1, like the weather is looking to be good in FP2.
If FP2 is rating, then
which has been a lot of that this year as it is. They can't test new parts. They got to push harder. I think it's a bigger consequence for a MotoGP rider compared to a Formula One driver as well. Like
definitely,
if you're pushing hard a bike with near no setup.
The other thing you have to remember is these boys can sit in a fucking simulator and go
Yeah.
round and round and round. You can't do that on a bike.
Yeah, that's a good
No.
point.
There's no simulator on a bike.
Nah.
Well, not that I know of.
Nah, they're all shit.
Nah, they're-
We've tested one. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
It was worse.
nothing like the real thing. Where those simulators are multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
things. Where
They're
they,
owned by the teams, aren't
yeah,
they?
they're like full spec things where they're to a tenth of a second.
Yeah. So I think they're looking to have it so. Fuck, I'm gonna butcher this, but I think FP1 is just a testing session.
Yep.
And then FP2 and FP3 might be combined sessions,
Yep.
or just back to FP3 and have it how it's the old way. Something along those lines. There's no FP4, so maybe it's just an FP2, FP3 combined sessions.
Gotcha.
Something like that. I think they're still trying to work it out, but to give the teams more time to
Get setups right.
yeah, get setups right and like test new parts. Because Miguel Oliveira came out and said, I would love it to change, but he's like, this is what we're here
Do
to
they
do.
need a race pace session when they got a sprint race?
Yeah.
Yeah,
different things.
Yeah,
Yeah, but why can't they have FP1? The thing is, this is the thing. FP2 is traditionally faster than FP1 because later in the day the track's warmer.
Yeah.
So having FP3 as a qualifying practice session is dumb. They're not going to
It's
go
pointless.
faster anyway.
Yeah.
So they might as well just have FP2 as the sole qualifying
yeah,
session, practice session.
yeah.
Like-
I think that's what that is.
That's what it should be. So-
I think that's what it is.
So practice 1, testing parts, doesn't count to anything. Practice 2, qualifying session.
Yeah.
Maybe even extended by half an hour. Who knows? And then practice 3, you race.
I think what Miguel Oliveira was saying is it's still too early in FP2 to push on that Friday. They want the Saturday.
It probably correlates to all the injuries that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. Yeah. So I think there's got some work to play with that. I think there's more that they're going to try and do.
I just don't see it like on a Friday, on a Saturday morning having qualifying
Well,
session.
I
When
reckon
it's cold though.
I reckon FP3 should be the entry point into qualifying, and then have FP1 how they used to do it. FP1, FP2 to work on race pace.
Yeah.
Because they're not pushing so hard where they're going to hurt themselves anyway.
No, but they had FP2 as a qualifying practice session back in the day.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah,
Did they?
yeah.
Yeah, but they just typically, like you said, wouldn't push as hard.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I think maybe just FP1, FP2 is like your qualifying.
You got to remember
sorry,
qualifying's so important as well because it's
It's so important.
it's
now.
for both races.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing.
Yeah, and
It's
the
for the
aero now you can't pass.
Yeah, it's the sprint race and the main race. Like it's so important. If the qualifying sprint race counted for the race, like if you had the sprint race and it counted for the race, it would probably put a lot less pressure on the riders because they can make some positions up for the race.
I think FP1, FP2 doesn't count for qualifying,
Nah.
and then FP3 is your
But where's your race pace session FP2?
how they used to do that back in the day.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
Well,
It
yeah,
is
it's
a
tough to work
tricky
around
one.
that one.
It is.
With that sprint race thrown in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it a lot harder.
But aren't they paid to do that anyway?
Yeah, well, that's what Miguel Oliveira says. It's like we're going to pay we're paid to figure this out. But you can test parts while doing
I love the
situations and
fact
stuff
that
like
the practice sessions count for the qualifying.
It's
it makes
so
it so
exciting.
much more exciting.
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes of FP2, like
Yeah,
it's
it's
some of the
brilliant.
best of the weekend.
Yeah, that MotoGP has hit the nail on the
If
head.
you compare that to
with
Formula One practice, it's fucking boring as. Unless
Yeah.
you're a real fan.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to watch it if you're just
Yeah.
a Netflix fan.
Fake fan.
Cop that.
Yeah.
But it's true. They've hit the nail on the head. Every practice is exciting. I watch every single one.
Almost as exciting as Moto3 racing.
Moto3 racing is where it's at.
Unreal. Top 10 all within a second.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
week.
cool.
yeah.
Amazing to see.
My boy Juan Masia
Yeah,
wins it. He was my man for the championship.
Yes.
Called him
good call.
on the leopard. He's
Cut
doing
that.
well.
Cut that gap down to, I think, 14 points or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Holgado was nowhere all weekend.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Weird
to
how
him.
different tracks suit different riders.
Yeah, it is crazy. But yeah, he was like genuinely nowhere. He would have been better off sitting in the stands cheering everyone on. He was cooked.
dirt tracking in the sand trap. There was a funny meme, bad MotoGP memes put out about him. What about Joel Calso? Qualified second,
Yeah, he did really well.
and I think he was in the front pack the whole race.
Yeah, he was
and
in that
finished
top 10
eighth,
fight.
ninth. But
Yeah.
good on him.
Great result.
Yeah, awesome result. Yeah, he raced really, really well.
Yeah, he's
It was
doing
really
well.
good to see. Ortola fought back amazing
Yeah,
after a long lap, pushed towards the back, and then ended up back in the think might have even been on the podium.
Yeah,
at
he's
the end
somewhere up there. Yeah. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
he's amazing. He's a talent.
Unbelievable. But yeah, that was good racing. Very, very good to see.
It's always very healthy Moto3 at the moment.
Mm.
Oh, every race is, and every year it is as well. Like, when's it never not good?
Is there any
That's
rule
true.
changes coming next year to any of the 3 categories that you know of?
Maybe just the qualifying sessions, but that's all I know of.
Yep.
And ride
there's-
height.
and their ride height device.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
canning it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. I don't mind that.
I like it.
Yeah, so do
It's
I.
a lot for the riders to do though. Like they got to manually turn that on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot to think about when you're fucking putting the power down, trying to worry about the traction, put the ride device off. Like it's pretty crazy.
I guess it's the same as the F1 drivers changing diff settings and all that kind of stuff on the steering while they're
Yeah.
going. You know what I mean? Like
It's like a
it's
whole-
second nature to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you said though, they practice that through a simulator all the time. Where when there's MotoGP,
Yeah.
practice that.
Well, they get no real practice session at all.
Nah, well, not on a MotoGP bike. Like they ride, like the VR46 boys always at Misano on R1s and Dukes and that. But fuck,
Yeah,
that's
they never
chalk and
have
cheese.
that. Yeah, they won't have those.
What's the closest
tech-
bike you can buy to a MotoGP bike?
Like the
That Ducati.
Technically, the Ducati Desmosierci from 2008.
or that Honda, that
Yeah.
RC,
Or the RC 213.
213.
Oh, that
3B.
isn't that like how much is that? That's
a couple $100,000.
yeah,
I
it's
think.
crazy.
Technically they're the 2 closest things.
Yeah,
But otherwise, yeah.
I wonder
they're-
how many seconds are off the time. 3 or 4 seconds.
oh, I don't know.
Still
Well, that
legit.
Ducati is old now. That's like 03, 04, 05, maybe 05.
Oh wait,
Oh wait, is that 08? Is it?
that's Stoner's. It was done off Stoner's championship winning
Yeah,
bike.
fuck. I thought it was like.
What's the bike that your
Bayless.
dad got? The SP. How close is that, or is it still
The
fucking?
Panigale SP? It's still way off.
Closer to a super bike.
Yeah, it's like a super bike.
Ah,
And
right.
then you got
Yeah,
the
right. Okay.
You got like the Leggera and all that as well. Ducati do. I can't keep up.
Yeah. V4R, a V4 Super Leggera, which is full carbon.
Little
Bottom
Italian
covered.
slang on it. Desmond Dici. Desmond Dici.
To put that little spin on it.
Yeah, no, you have to. The correct pronunciation is I'm a fan of, so it's fine. It's good.
Impeccable.
Impeccable. A Bagnaia.
Yes. I did.
That could be a name for our episode today.
Impeccable. Write that down.
Impeccable
Write that down, write
Bagnaia.
that
I'm gonna write that down.
There were some interesting comments. Michael Vandermark from World Superbike was.
Yeah,
at,
he's filled in on MotoGP a few times, hasn't
I
he?
think he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was at the races, and I think Simon Crafer was interviewing him, and he made some interesting comments about BMW next year for the Superbikes and the project, and just the way that he was speaking about it sounds like there's some pretty big things to come.
Okay.
So because it's all up in the air if he's going to be in that seat with Top Rack.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just the way he was talking, it's sounding like something big's coming out of the BMW camp in Supers.
Like as in new bike type of thing.
Yeah, it must be, or something to do with the bike. And he really didn't give much away. It was just more the fact that he knows something that obviously
Yeah.
people don't, which is along the lines of what he said. So whether or not he'll be there next year, because again, it's out of him and Redding. So
Redding's just a complainer.
I think Redding will get
Give him
moved
the boot,
on.
go on
Yeah,
to British Superbikes. Go to
probably back to BSB. Oh, you never know. If Yamaha might sign him.
Yeah, that's true. They still need someone, don't they?
They still need someone. Don't know who else will do it. I don't think Gardner or Domi Agata will be strong enough to go up. So, as much as it'd be nice to see Remy Gardner on a factory-fledged
Yeah.
superbike, it'd be awesome for the
Yeah.
sport and obviously for our country. But
Another thing, speaking about Aussies, Jet Lawrence gone under the radar still with the Australian media.
I haven't heard one thing.
He's 8 from 8.
you're
And
kidding.
his first year on the 450s,
Nah, that's
he hasn't
insane.
lost. And his brother's leading the 250s as well. He's won every round as well. His younger brother, or the overalls anyway.
He's like the James Blunt. No one gives him enough credit. We've failed him in this generation. We have.
Goodbye, my lover.
Yeah, goodbye, mate.
Oh, he stopped World War III, James Blunt.
He did.
Yeah, that's a part of our
Very
history podcast. That one.
Very underrated. Yeah, that's coming up soon in history. History Republica. I like that one.
Yeah, it's good.
The Gunnies.
Yes, or there.
That's it, mate.
But going back to Jet Lawrence and his brother Hunter Lawrence, not talked about. And yeah, he's 8-0. He's won.
That's fucking mental.
He's
so crazy.
He's led so many laps. Ken Roxon, I think, was the first person or one of the first to actually break that.
Can I ask, does he just shoot out ahead at the start, or is he
Yeah,
more calculated, or is he?
No, he just shoots out. He just wears everyone down, and he's got a style that's really kind of flowing.
Fitness?
It's a lot different to a lot of other riders. It's really flowing with the bike. It's a lot different.
Okay, so he moves like really like
yeah, he makes it look
flows over the
effortless.
bike. Yeah,
Makes it look effortless. So just for the Aussies, like he's so good, and he needs more credit and more attention in Australia. Like I'm assuming massive in America. Like he's got a big fan base, and he's got great merch, and he's marketed himself really well with Hunter, and like Hunter on the 250s is still winning the title, winning overalls, and yeah, man, credit to Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. Like they're just absolutely smashing it. So
Remember
good
the
on them.
name, people.
Yeah,
Research them, get around them.
get around them for sure.
Homegrown boys.
Yeah,
We love to see it. That's nuts, but 8 from 8.
nuts.
Insane.
Only the goats have done that. I think Carmichael and Bubba Stewart to go on all the way through.
All the way
and
through.
Go 24 or no.
That's good company if he gets there.
I know.
That's great company.
The best. The absolute best.
That's bonkers, man. Well, that's like what? If I'm not mistaken, Ducati's only dropped 2 races this year.
Yeah, there you go. I haven't even thought about it like that. Yeah.
I think. Is it? If correct me if I'm wrong, boys, but America,
Brad Binder. Yeah.
America with Rins and Binder in one of the sprints.
Jesus. They're owning it as well.
yeah, that's
Insane.
crazy.
What's the speaking of Aussies, what is the likelihood of Danny Rick taking Logan Sargent's?
Logan
Not Logan Sargent.
Nick de Vries.
Nick de Vries.
I think it's looking more likely. Way more likely. There's no real star coming through F2 either. That's the other thing.
What about Jack
I
Doohan?
was just about to say, what about Jack?
Yeah, he's good, but he's not winning every race or anything like that. But he definitely has talent.
Yeah.
It's so hard to make it though. Just like there's 20 spots,
Yeah.
Well, I saw a thing saying that Red Bull's to evaluate Danny Rick at the Silverstone test, so whatever that means. I don't know, there's a lot to read into that, but...
Well, I mean, like we touched on last week, Checo really hasn't been doing much for the last few weeks.
No.
Yeah, pressure's
mounting.
I don't see him coming back into the main team though.
No,
Ricardo.
something chronic would have to happen.
Yeah. I see Tsunoda going to the factory team rather than
Yeah.
Ricardo.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, fuck that.
Well, just,
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nick de Vries, I think they thought Nick de Vries was going to be an absolute star because he went and won he won the Formula E World Championship.
Ugh.
So he's a one-time world champion.
Don't they have like a boost button or something on those Formula E's?
Yeah. You used to be able to vote, like the fans used to vote for their favourite drive. They got an extra boost.
Oh my god, it's so
bullshit.
crazy.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like
It's so,
futuristic.
it's so American,
You
isn't
just
it?
see him texting while driving.
I think the
Vote
Indy,
for
cars,
himself.
Indy cars have the same thing.
Really?
They've got a fan favourite boost as well. Because that's such an American thing to do.
Fan favorite boost.
Yeah, so they get like an extra 100 horsepower for like 10 seconds or something. It's so ridiculous. It's like Mario Kart, like you go offline, touch 4 things and get the boost.
What are you gonna do? is we're gonna throw banana peels at
Yeah.
the track
You
soon.
get the rocket.
Yeah.
But he's just, I don't know. Who knows? Sometimes they just get into the big league and they just can't handle the heat.
Yeah. that's
Like,
a
if
good
you look
point.
at Pierre
You see it a
Gasly,
lot.
he's a star and he went to Red Bull and couldn't do anything.
It's true.
He was nowhere. So it's interesting how it works. I think they also they get to Red Bull, they look at Max's data and they go like, what the hell? Like, how is he doing this? How is he braking so late? How is he accelerating so early? And they try to emulate that and then they just forget about their own style.
Well, talking about Drive to Survive, I remember a few seasons ago, maybe it was now. Was it... Who was that Russian guy? Fucking Nikita Mazepin or whatever. his
Mazepin,
name?
yeah.
Was he accusing... I remember there was something about like,
Of
feeding
Haas.
him... Yeah, like feeding the other guy better parts or
Yeah,
something
giving
along
Mick
those...
Schumacher better parts.
Yeah. And I wonder if that kind of goes on. You wouldn't think so if someone like Red Bull... I don't think it would go on at all, but... You know.
Yeah, not really.
But we're talking a couple of tenths here and there, not half a second, a full second.
He was shit house, that guy, anyway, wasn't he?
Well, they have no one. He's never had a teammate that's taken it to him.
No.
Probably the biggest one was Ricardo, Ricardo was outperformed Vettel in one
year.
That year on the Red Bull.
Yep. I think it's just one of those things. There must be so much pressure being someone like that's teammate. Look at Bottas with Hamilton. You know, look at everyone that's paired up with Marquez.
Yeah.
Like Rossi, everyone that would have paired up with Rossi.
Colin Edwards was like the only one that kind of handled the heat alright because he's a cool, calm dude, but never did anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He handled the heat because he wasn't that good. But like, you know what I mean? Lorenzo stuck it to him.
Yeah, Lorenzo did.
And that's probably the only person that's really...
Vinales didn't.
No, Vinales didn't threaten him. And like Rosberg and Hamilton, they sort of stuck it to each other.
Yeah.
But it must be so hard for those guys to look across the garage and go, fuck, this dude's, like you said, putting in all these...
What's the hottest seats in Formula One now? Because traditionally it's always been Ferrari, but has it changed now to being Red Bull, like a Red Bull driver? Is that more pressure than being a Ferrari driver?
No.
Nah, there's still more pressure being a Ferrari driver.
Because Ferrari have got the whole nation on their back. Like,
Yeah.
like that's be so much pressure.
That's the point.
But you know what? Their new team principal, cannot pronounce his name at all. Fred Vasseur. He's a good operator. He did great things with Sauber over the years. So Tom will tell over the next few weeks. But they're just there or thereabouts. Like, just so close. And Sainz is talking about a new contract. Who knows if they'll re-sign him? We'll see where Leclerc goes over the winter break. So
I can't see Leclerc moving.
No, same. I
Ferrari.
can't see that.
It's their poster boy.
man, how many times have they fucked him over?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think he'll go.
They're a walking, talking meme for Ferrari at the moment still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. But fuck, imagine bringing home the championship for them. You'd
It's
be
the
a
biggest.
god.
It's the biggest.
When he won at Monza in a Ferrari, that was like...
The scenes at Monza when a Ferrari gets up
Yeah.
is like nothing else.
I'd love to be there for that.
Yeah,
And I think he pitted on like lap 18, had to hang on to hard tyres for the whole race. One of the best performances I've ever seen on a racetrack.
That's probably one of the best Grand Prix to go to in any motorsport is Monza.
Yeah.
But apparently a shit event to go to.
I've heard it's shit as you can't see anything.
Can't see anything. You can't. There's no food. There's no drinks.
Surely play pizzas and pastas.
You think so?
Yeah,
There's like
apparently it's
10,000
terrible.
Daniels serving you.
It was.
No arancini balls?
It was like, it was like 40 degrees or something last year in the race, and like people like getting carried away in ambulances and shit.
Old ladies passing out.
Because they were like dehydrated and shit. 'Cause
Oh,
you couldn't
no.
get a drink.
Not even a Campari spritz.
It was like,
I gotta make a phone call after this podcast, man. This is fucked. I gotta call my cousin and say, "What are you doing?"
Which one? You got about fucking 15,
Yeah,
Daniel.
I know.
there's probably more.
Yeah.
They have like 17 Ferrari merchandise stands. No one's selling fucking water.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's cool.
I've seen stuff on that.
Yeah.
Oh no, fuck it. I'm not going.
It was terrible. Because it's all like it's in a forest.
Yeah, right.
So you can't. And it's all like it's got all. That's the thing. And we talked about this. MotoGP Turn 1, Phillip Island. There's no catch fence.
Yeah, you just ride on it.
You're right on it. You
Yeah.
can see it. You're
It's one
right
of the only
there.
tracks you like that.
Where like in Monza, there's got these huge catch fences around the whole track.
Can't see shit.
There was that Aussie there on the third turn. Went over one of those. Oh, what was his name? He was racing in F3. He went over this tiny little. We'll get Curtis to clip this in. He ran over this tiny little curb and went flying through the air.
Oh no joke.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I'll get Curtis to put that in because that was crazy. And he landed actually on the catch fence.
Oh no
Fuck.
shit.
Yeah.
Who did that back in the day? Barrichello, the weekend of Senna's death.
That was a
at
crazy
Imola-
crash.
At Imola.
He slid and then hit the curb and then went bang straight into the Curtis. Clip it in.
You legend.
People forget how dangerous Formula One is and
Yeah.
how really dangerous it was back in the day as well. Like that Barrichello one that I saw was
That's probably the worst crash I've ever
Fucking
seen.
nuts.
That was the worst crash I've
Yeah.
ever seen. That Barrichello crash.
that was.
It wasn't the same weekend as Senna. I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure.
it was.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was. It was definitely the same year.
Yeah,
Definitely the
okay.
same year. It was definitely 94.
Fuck.
Because it's just those curbs were so fucking huge.
Yeah, massive,
It's
like-
dumbest curb, like dumbest. There's no safety there back then.
And the aero wasn't like how it is now. They're not planted.
And then when they went hard.
yeah.
Like,
I've seen it before. Was it Mark Webber in Le Mans 24 hours? Well, he just flipped back.
Yeah.
yeah,
flight,
in
didn't
the
he?
Mercedes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those F1 cars back then had more horsepower than they do now.
Yeah,
They had
right.
over 1,000 horsepower.
That's mint.
Yeah,
Sounded better.
because they
as well.
tuned
Yeah.
the turbos. They're all turbocharged. So
Any blow valves?
Bov.
VL turbo spec.
Yeah, that's cool. Bring back the sounds.
Oh, there you go, eh?
So what do we got tipped for the F1 race then, boys?
Do we just choose second and third or third?
Yeah.
Third, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Smokey, and say that. No, I'm not. I reckon Charles Leclerc will finish third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Throw a blanket over them,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Throw a blanket over them.
I'll go Hamilton.
Yep. Sick. I'm going to go Esteban Ocon.
Daniel.
Good call. Good Australian speed on the Alpine. I like it.
Yep.
Daniel.
Probably going to be wrong, but
Who cares?
You know?
You're going to look good if you're not. So
That's true.
something different. Can't keep going for the same fucking...
Okay, what about this then? How many seconds is Verstappen going to win by?
I'm going to say there's going to be a late safety car and he's going to win by under a second.
I'm going to go 22 seconds.
Ooh, what about 33 seconds? His number.
His number. I'm going to go about 15, 16.
Okay, so we got a second. I forgot already what I said. 20-something seconds.
22.
22.
Yeah.
33.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you
Cheers,
next
boys.
week.
See ya.